Hey everybody, welcome back to No Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching more Jobless Reincarnation. We got a comment here today, so let's see what people got to say. We got Kelvin Cawthon from the Patreon for the episode The Fiancé of Despair, saying, "What makes Body interesting to me is the fact that he obviously knows the man god, even though he didn't say it. Or, no, even though he said he didn't. That pause after Rudy mentions the name gives that away 100%. Another thing, Body only challenged him to the one-hit match after Rudy mentions battling and obviously surviving the Dragon God. Body wanted Rudy to use his absolute strongest magic. Why? To gauge how strong he is versus Orsted? That implies that he not only knows who the Dragon God is, but also how powerful he is. Oh, also, if you check out the frame in at 1925 in the episode, right after Body is hit by the shot, you actually see a few frames of Body's lower torso flying through the air. Dude got his upper body blown clean off.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned that it looked like he reassembled himself.
Yeah, that was a fun scene. I wanted to know what Rudy actually casted, so I checked out the light novel passage for the scene. I'll paste it below in case you guys are interested in reading it. There's no spoilers for anything past the one scene of Rudy casting the spell at Body, but feel free to skip reading it if you don't want any non-anime info. Oh, that's where you're wrong. We're gonna read everything you post, so let's go ahead and do it. Are
Oh
you ready for
man,
story time?
are we gonna get another?
Everyone look over here. It's me, the pervert. I hope not, but let's go ahead and do it. Story time. One attack from this monster would probably have been enough to pulverize my heart. I should probably stop talking right now before I manage to dig myself even deeper. I understand. Let's go with those terms then. Very well. At long last, I held Aquia Hartia forward and began to concentrate. Woo! That's right, the text is woo. I drew in a
Don't worry,
long
I've already got the clip. I know exactly the clip I'm taking.
I drew in a long, deep breath and began to gather as much magic power as I possibly could into my staff. I was casting Stone Cannon, one of the spells I was most familiar with, but I made sure that this projectile was far harder than the one I'd fired at Orsted. I'd cast that spell quickly, out of sheer desperation. I hadn't been holding my staff, and I'd only used one hand. This time, there was no rush at all. Once I gathered enough mana, I should be able to make my spell several times more powerful. Projectile, solid and incredibly hard. Creating the bullet wasn't fundamentally any different. I see what you're doing there. Creating the bullet wasn't fundamentally any different from how I made a figurine, but I focused entirely on its hardness, ignoring properties like toughness and resilience. I shaped it like a spindle, tapering to a fine point, and added a pattern of grooves. Modification, rapid rotation. The faster it spun, the better. I focused until my bullet was just a blur. I had no idea how many rotations per second I was even looking at. Velocity, maximum. This was the most critical part, so I devoted as much mana as I possibly could to it. I'd never used so much mana in a single stone cannon before. Given the amount of time it took to prepare, this version of the spell wouldn't be much use in real combat. And for most monsters, it would probably be overkill. But this man was a Demon King. He might very well shrug it off. At the very least, I hoped I could put a scratch on him. I really didn't want those massive arms smacking me in the face. Okay then, here goes. Excellent, have at me. I fired off the spell. My bullet tore through the air with a high-pitched whine. There wasn't any recoil, for whatever reason. There never was with magic, but that didn't make its power any less real. The stone slammed into Baghdadi with an enormous bang. Yes, I see that again.
It's
I'm
not how
watching
I
you
pronounce
later.
it.
I'm watching.
No, I'm not. That's not even the. I already got my two out of context clips. I just don't
Good.
pronounce its name the same way, so that's why I was laughing that time.
His entire upper body was blown apart. The six arms disintegrated instantly. His lower half, still intact, soared dozens of meters backwards and plopped limply to the ground. Huh? What was left of Baghdadi, even a twitch, I'd been expecting my attack to just bounce off him with a twang or something. What was this? I like the extra additive here for the light novel where we just go deeper and deeper into Rudy just being utterly confused that he's good at anything. Theta, what are your thoughts on the sequence, I guess?
I mean,
It's
my
not
main
whole thing.
takeaway is that how he envisions modifying spells.
Yeah, he's like adding modifiers one at a time and then describing them more specifically. I guess magic works off of how you describe things.
Well, I'm just saying he's giving them qualifiers that you could imagine putting into like a tabletop game or something. Like
Hmm.
if we were gonna play, shit, now I suddenly can't remember the name of the Ars Magica. If we were playing Ars Magica and
Hmm.
creating our own spells, we would give them descriptors. You know, like it's a projectile. I'm adding on these modifications to a projectile spell,
Hmm.
or what the velocity of the spell is, that sort of thing.
Right, right. It's fun to think about. And I guess I have to kind of question a little bit. This has been a while since I think we've been here. What fantasy do you think this show draws from the most? I think if we asked that of like Overlord, the answer would be very quickly Dungeons and Dragons. That's kind of like taped all over it, right? What about like over here?
Record of the Lodos War?
That's one I don't think I'm familiar with. You want to describe it?
Not really. it's
Damn.
it's an
Good
anime.
conversation.
I mean, it's an anime, and the anime spawned a RPG, a tabletop RPG that's big in Japan. Not
Mhm.
really here.
Okay. So if that's of course a big influence over there, then of course, hey, maybe they went ahead and put it over here. Not knowing what it's like, I can't comment any further, of course.
Well, I can't really think of anything else that this would be like,
Yeah.
inspiration-wise.
I mean, I guess you could also, if you know what that's like, you could also just say it doesn't sound like anything else that you know. Does that sound more accurate than Lotus War or
Well, I
less?
think I'm just like reaching off the cliff edge, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
making a broad reach. You asked for something similar, and I maybe this because I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Like the only other like immediate big influence that I see a whole lot would be something like it's not Dragon Warrior. What's the Dragon Quest? The Dragon Quest series of RPGs. People like that a lot. People rip it off a lot. I don't see any of that DNA here, like whatsoever, right?
Okay, you're like, I don't know, like Dragon Quest. I'm thinking this doesn't seem anything like Dragon Quest.
No,
And
my
then
initial statement was other things people draw from, the most likely is Dragon Quest.
I don't think so at
And
all.
that's not
Wait,
here
wait,
at
wait.
all.
What Dragon Quest are you referring to?
The Dragon Quest series of video games from Japan.
Okay, not Dragon Quest, the boxed version of TSR's Dungeons and Dragons
No,
from
that's a completely different product, but
from
it's
America.
incidentally the same name.
Wait, do you mean Dragon Quest, the almost Final Fantasy style RPG, or do you mean Dragon Quest, the story of a bunch of people who draw on dragon armor and get special abilities and then travel across the land?
I mean the almost Final Fantasy RPG. I mean the one with the slimes, and I mean the one with the I can't
Right,
actually think of any other details. The
right.
one with the
It occurred
slimes.
to me that I was thinking of at least three different things with similar names. Dragon Quest that I know of, first off, was actually the PlayStation RPG, which is more along the lines of just a not an action RPG, just a JRPG. And
Mhm.
then, actually, I know Dragon Quest, the boxed game first, actually, I think about it, because I played
Yeah,
that
yeah,
with a friend in high school before I ever
yeah,
got a PlayStation. And then the one that you're talking about with the slime.
yeah, yeah. So, if there is extra DNA to this out there, hey, if you got more comments, go ahead and share what you think this actually takes inspiration from. It'll be fun. So I think with that, Theta, do you have any thoughts for today?
No, I covered that in the last episode because we're recording three of these together.
All right, just making sure you didn't save any for later. So in that case, let's go to the recap. Last time was These Feelings, where rudy settles into a new routine at the university, but as time passes, Silent Fitz is increasingly in
Silence,
his
Fitz.
thoughts. What does he really feel for the enigmatic classmate, and how far will he pry into a friend's secrets to find out? What else do you remember from that episode, Theta?
Everything.
All right, what do you want to share with class?
I'm not in a class. Also,
All right,
most
what
of
do you...
the episode didn't take place in a class, except for one part where, Cliff kept asking questions about a curse, and we get two distinct coughs from
Mhm.
Genius Half-Ass.
I'll replicate those coughs here live on stream, but so we had a continuation of the Cliff and sorry, I forgot the elf's name again. It's always so hard to pronounce, so I keep dropping it. Um, we had, were there any other details outside of Rudeus being a complete idiot and having no idea who Fitz still is?
Oh, there's the Fitz's point of view of things.
Right, right. I guess that would be the context of the episode. Both characters going through their feelings about each other, and culminating in the conclusion that Rudeus figures out that Fitz is not actually a dude.
Also,
And
Heckler
that,
came by
yeah,
and
and
called
Heckler
Cliff's
came by.
girlfriend a slut.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like Heckler, honestly. The person nobody's comfortable being around except Rudeus now. Um, so it was mostly a very emotional episode, just diving into the characters, what they think of each other, going step by step, and eventually it looks like maybe the relationship will be heading in a positive direction from here on. Like, is a more
Or just
direct, intentional thing by Rudius rather than a purely accidental. Wow, this person has all the same things I liked about Sylphie. I sure do like them for some reason.
I just realized that our problems in these last, say, I don't know, 7 to 10 episodes has been a
Uh
gun manufacturing company.
huh.
Heckler and Koch.
I I don't
Heckler
think I've heard of that one actually, but no, it's
Heckler and Koch make guns.
HK. Yeah, no, I have heard of it before. Just no one has ever said the full name to me before. So, I think on that note, Theta, is there anything upcoming that you are looking forward to, or any prediction you want to make about how things will go?
I mean, no. It's more of a just let's see what it is than it is a speculation thing.
All right.
Like we speculated last time anyway.
Right, right. In that case, let's just go ahead and watch and see what happens. But before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Guys, link down below. Join the Discord. Tell us what you like more, Heckler or Koch.
久しぶりに目覚めた相棒のことが気がかりであまり眠れなかった。俺の脳内はすでにフィッツ先輩のことでいっぱいだったが。
No, he's like a teenager or something now.
しかしこれどうやって治療に入ればいいんだろうか。
I mean, physical contact seemed to work before.
おはようございます、ルーク先輩。
Oh,
珍しいですね、
hi, Luke.
こんな時間に。
Do-do-do-do.
フィッツのことで話がある。
僕は何も知りません。
ほう。何を知らない？
探りを入れているのかね。
改めて言っておきますが、ルーク先輩、僕はあなた方と敵対するつもりはありません。フィッツ先輩の正体も知らない。僕は何も知らないのです。
知らないふりをしてくれると？なぜ？
僕はボレアスともノトスとも縁は切れていますし、何よりあなた方と敵対するのが怖いので。では、
Despite the fact that everyone knows I'm a badass.
Physical power means nothing when you're jockeying for political power.
フィッツ先輩
Or trying to fix your erectile dysfunction.
やはり少し辛い。
Also, the last thing I want is to be rejected by everybody all over again, especially in a school setting.
In a school setting, probably about the same age, I would guess, too. Yeah, no, things could go terribly, horribly wrong still, and I'm kind of keeping that in the back of my mind. What if we get the same scenario again?
By the way, mysterious female form in the opening doesn't have elf ears.
The
The one he's sharing a bed with, or the floor with, I don't know.
So is there going to be another person stepping into all of this?
Welcome back to Is Gundam Seed a harem anime?
Oh no, that answer is just straight up yes after the last episode of that we watched.
Well, I have
Here,
a
though,
Theta's
that's
thoughts
always been the
area that may
context.
surprise you.
Yeah. We should just go ahead and start clickbaiting our titles like that. You'll never guess what Rudeus did this time.
You may see all the new ways that I'm doing thumbnails. But I do run them through a thing like, what would be the best title for the episode? And it's always like, SFR reacts to, and it's like always a weird name combo. And I was like, no, I don't like that. I like it to be just very straightforward. SFR, so you know the channel, name of the show, so you know the name of the show, and what episode it is.
At least you're not doing like a Mr. Beast thumbnail, right?
We don't have the ability to.
Need a couple more million for that.
No, we need better cameras for that.
フィッツの行動を怪しんでいました。フィッツが図書館でルーデウスに押し倒され、自分は男だと大声で宣言したという噂も耳に入ってきました。さすがに確信したでしょうね。体まで触られたのなら。でも。 ルーデウスはフィッツの秘密を喧伝するつもりはないようです。
I don't really know why it matters.
あなたに対して義理を通そうとしているのでしょう。なかなかいい心が
I guess her specifically, she has a different set of goals, and this could actually mess things up.
I mean, it's you. I was about to say that maybe so they could stay in the same dorm to guard her, but Fitz being a woman would only help that.
私としても一言ぐらいは言いたくなりますよ。私もいい加減、あなたがうじうじと悩んでいるところを見るのは飽きてきました。ですから、そろそろ勇気を出して彼に正体を明かしたらどうですか?
Ah, there we go. Someone promoting direct action.
僕は あなた
I thought it was going to go a different way for a second. Tell
I
him.
thought we were like in the firing scene.
Well, no. I mean, I thought we were going to go with either tell him or I'm going to start competing with you.
Oh God.
And that she would turn out to be the figure in the opening.
あなたのことですから、私に遠慮しているのでしょ? でも、あなたは私の配下ではなく友人なのですから。 したいことができたのなら、私の元から離れ、そちらを優先なさい。でも、それは裏切りだよ。
Also, what would you do if another assassination attempt happened and I had just left you?
あなたは何をしたいのか。僕は
Want you to stop having slaves in your kingdom?
That's what we would say in the John Brown anime.
Rudy と添い遂げたい。よく言え
I
ま
mean,
し
it's
た。
cute and all, but we actually know that already.
でも、もしルディが僕のことを思い出してくれなかったら、
And you know that he remembers you. It's the first thing you talked about in the library. I had a friend that vanished. That's why I'm doing research on teleportation.
やはり正面からブエナ村で一緒に育ったシルフィエットですというのがいいのではないでしょうか。
無理ですね。思い出せないのですから、完全に忘れているでしょう。
They were
There's
dancing.
no other explanation, right?
I remember this time he stripped me naked in front of his whole family.
前にいじめられてたって話はしたよね。髪の色でいじめられていたと聞きました。その時に助けてもらったのがルディとの出会いで、僕にとっては一番の思い出だよ。
So clearly we just gotta bully you.
他に何か思い出はないのか？
もう一つあるよ。
The stripping naked thing, it has to be.
ルディは僕のこと
Dempsey.
を男の子だと思ってたんだけど、魔術の練習を
Rudy has a real habit of thinking I'm a boy.
ルディのお家でお風呂に入ることになって、その時無理やり脱がそうとして、そのパンツを引きずり下ろされて、それでそれは素敵な話ですね。
I just love how so awkward everyone else is around
わ
this.
かりました。
Well, it's clearly a you had to be there story. Because otherwise it makes him sound like a sexual pervert.
その前に
Well, I mean, he also is, but also, yeah.
はい、シルフィー、先日は添い遂げると言いましたが、ルーデウスと具体的にどうなりたいのですか？ルディと具体的に。
To be fair, no one... Ooh.
ルディはたまに下品になるから、子供の数は何人がいいなんて聞いてくるか
Ah,
も
we're
しれない。
going into REM
だ
mode.
から僕も下品になって、ルディったら僕に何人産ま
This
せ
is
る
Alright,
almost,
they-
this
they
is
are
almost
very
a almost a re-zero REM speech.
たくさんかな。
Except she clearly hasn't thought about it as much as REM did.
脱がせて、そしたら僕も口で笑って、
Expressions.
じゃあたくさんしてねなんて言っちゃって。シルフィー、
Were you coming to the table? What was
あ
going...
なたの努力次第です。
The council will decide your relationship fate, Sylvie.
許しません。もし土壇場で勇気がなくて
What I was gonna say a second ago is
なんてことに
Eris and Roxy don't have like a group of people pushing them along into this. Only Sylphie has backup.
Sylvie needs the support group and the cheerleaders, honestly.
本気で行きなさい。はい、よろしい。では作戦内容を話します。
First off, we're gonna dye your hair.
We're gonna go ahead and bully you.
I don't think that would work.
And then we're gonna take a bath.
There would be zero context.
ルーデス君、
フィッツ先輩、どうしました？
ここじゃちょっと場所を変えよう。
わかりました。ではザナバ、話を進めておいてください。
は、後の細かい部分は世にお任せを。
で、何ですか？
実はね、折り入って頼みがあるんだ。
わかりました。赤龍に乗ったつもりで任せてください。
ちょっと待ってよ。まだ
Of which I don't actually think we've seen.
先輩の頼みなら、空飛ぶ城
Orsted faced off against some dragons, but I don't think he's ever been around one.
実はね、アリエル様、この間知り合いの貴族に雇っている用心棒のことで自慢されて悔しかったんだって。
ほう、それで？
相手の貴族がうちの用心棒は4人パーティーで氷の森の奥まで行ってそこにしか生えてない花を取ってきたって言ったんだけど。
氷の森の奥地に生える花というと、冬の間にしか咲かないフリーズフリンジドですね。
それでね、アリエル様も引っ込みがつかなくなって、フィッツならもっと少ない人数で取ってこれるって言っちゃったんだ。
なるほど、そういうことですか。
So let's go adventuring
知り合いの冒
together.
険者に行って格安で譲ってもらいましょう。
ルーデウス君、それは良くないよ。僕の力を見せなきゃいけ
No,
ない
don't go for the
場面なんだよ。
pragmatic solution. Go for the romantic one, quickly.
人と人とのつながりも力です。
それじゃダメだよ。バレたらアリエル様が恥をかいちゃうし。
そうですか。ではステップとリーダーの面々を集めて。
ルーデウス君。
安心してください。そいつらは
He's too efficiently helpful. Stop him.
Well, I mean, it doesn't even work for her story. She said I could do it with less people, and he's like, let's form a whole party of people. It's like, that's not less people.
慎んで受けさせていただきます。
ありがとうルーデウス君。一人で森に入るのは不安だったんだ。 全部任せちゃったみたいで。
いえいえ、護衛の依頼と考えれば当然のことでしょう。
Sylvie in the pimp outfit.
She's looking good though. Like I want that coat actually.
Need to give her the pimp cane that Rudy says.
依頼料とかそういうの払った方がいいのか
But
な。
Mr. Pizza Man, I left all my money in my other wallet.
気にしないでください。
別に僕だってルーデウス君に依頼料を払うことぐらいできるんだからね。
Oh, she might actually be trying to pull that.
僕は高いですよ。
高いってそりゃそうかもしれないけど。ルディをお金で買う。とにかく先を急ごう。
Remember the last time we were in a forest?
花は崖に咲いています。
Or the first time? Remember the first time we were in a forest?
A little bit, yeah.
All the kids died, and we learned to take things seriously.
And now here we are, just, not taking things seriously.
Remember the last time we were in a forest?
Uh-huh.
When the girl got tied up to a tree and the healer died? And we learned to take things seriously?
Yeah, I remember a little bit of that. Is there maybe a pattern there? I don't know what it could be.
I think the pattern is that maybe this core forgot the serious aspects of the show.
Oh, I know what it is. Forests are bad.
No, I mean what I just said. That we've forgotten the serious aspects. Like, when he tied up 2 kids and then tortured them till they pissed themselves, and he completely forgot about how people did that to him when he was at school. That this core has kind of forgotten its own lessons. Oh, there we go.
I guess so far.
She got the pimp cane, like I said.
Yeah.
So thick, Rudeus.
This entire rest of the episode is going to be all innuendo.
It got bigger as I grew up, he just said. Which means basically it's bigger than you saw it when it last. When we bathed together.
赤の塔大丈夫かな。よし、うまくいってる。
It's literally called the Hell Forest. I don't think this is a mystery.
そうだね。この先に
Oh, this is about to go terribly wrong.
Or the Forest of Hail, or whatever you want to call it.
ルディに教わったように水分を雲にそれを冷やして落とす。
申し訳ありません、フィッツ先輩。今日はちょっと調子が悪いようです。
いいんだよ。僕が杖を返してなかったせいだね。多分ルディに本気を出させないために杖を借りたけど、逆に僕の役に立ってよかった。
まあ、降ってきたものはしょうがありません。確かこの先に洞窟があったはずです。そこで雨宿りしましょう。
そうだね。
Gosh, I still just love how oblivious and non-suspicious Rudeus is.
そこですね。
Oh,
He's
I
just
mean,
making the whole scene.
because Fitz hasn't, or Sylvie hasn't done anything yet. They're still setting stuff up.
But, like, none of the context has hit him whatsoever.
So far, the only context is, hey, let's go out together into this forest alone. That's been it. Otherwise, it looks like Sylvie's still setting stuff up.
異変もあった。雨が降るにしても雲の動きが速すぎた気がする。誰かが魔術を使っていた可能性がある。フィッツ先輩はこれに気
My
づいている
favorite
の
part
だ
of
ろ
that
うか。
school book that you all have to read, Sarah Plain and Tall.
顔には緊張がうかがえる。となれ
It's a
ば気
joke
づい
for
てい
you
る
people
が、
that might have grown up in the
これ
80s,
ぐらいの
90s.
妨害は想定内ということだろうか。
Not even that good, but it's a good nostalgia reference.
さて、ひとまずこれで OK だな。パンツはどうしようか。さすがにフィッツ先輩の前で脱ぎ去るわけにもいくまいが。
かしと。
It's funny that we're not like showing off how much Rudy's worked out. Like we're not showing off the biceps or the six pack like we normally do.
昔
Right, he's not like super built right now in
別の
this.
種族に肌を見られることを禁忌とする
I don't
との
remember her
話を
saying
聞き
that.
及んでいます。僕は後ろを向いて目をつむりますので、その間に魔術を使って服を乾かしてください。
Does got a strong back though. Said Winry.
フィッツ先輩、せめて着替えてください。なんでしたら個室でも作りましょうか。あ、いや、俺が洞窟から出ていく。そうしましょう。それがいい。
待ってよ。
Be direct or freeze to death. Let's go.
風邪ひきますよ。
そうだね。
You better do something about this, Rudy.
脱がないと危ないですよ。体温が下がると人は死ぬんですから。
死んじゃうね。このままだと。自分じゃ脱げないんだ。脱がせてよ。
自分で脱げないなら僕が脱がせるしかありませんね。
I know we're in the moment, but also how can they think that Rudy doesn't remember her
実は
when he's literally wearing the thing right now?
先輩が女だと知ってるんですよ。
I guess it just hasn't hit them fully.
脱がせてくれないと。
But also, I'm just like kind
死ん
of
じゃう
like
かもしれないね。
in perspective comparing like old Rudeus to current Rudeus and like how he's learned a lot and changed a lot.
この赤く染まる耳、どこかで見たことはなかったか。
Literally every day in the library.
You literally see everything except her eyes put it together.
5歳か
The
6
whole
歳の
Clark
頃
Kent dilemma.
I know. I accept it as narrative convenience, but my word.
Same angle on the shot, by the way. Oh my god, I would know these hands anywhere.
まだ一つ残ってるよ。
What, you'll freeze to death? Take your sunglasses off?
フィッツ先輩。
何？ルディ。
もしかしてフィッツ先輩の本名はシルフィエットというのではないでしょうか。
He's figured it out. He did it.
僕はシルフィエット。上野村のシルフィエットです。やっと言えた。
あの時と似ていた。彼女は相変わらず泣き虫だ。
It's cute and all. But I can't help but wonder, I would be like, why are we... Can I just take your glasses off before?
昔からずっとレディが好きでした。今はもっと好きです。 離れないでください。
Aw, it's
ずっ
cute.
と一緒にいたいです。
I mean, we got that from What Do You Want with Rudy in the whole.
And spent all of her time in front of her friends saying the most embarrassing stuff possible. I think overall, that was fun. As an emotional journey, this is exactly where we wanted to be since it started happening. We finally got it. It is nice and adorable and sweet, as like it really, really should be. And the entire journey up to it in this episode alone was honestly hilarious. I loved it. It was just this beautiful little gag of like, can they possibly figure it out?
Well, yeah, no, the
That
payoff.
was enjoyable.
The payoff was worth it. It's just we get through this whole setup of I can't take my clothes off. You know, it's really weird. It just
Right.
feels
It has to
like
be more complicated than two normal people just saying like, "Hey, I'm me,"
it hits
because it
harder.
wouldn't be a fun
I'm
story
sure it
otherwise.
would hit harder if I was of the age, right? If then, which is I think exactly half of the age I am now. Which, but
Old
for,
alert.
but yeah, well,
There you go.
yeah. But I'm just saying, to be fair, me now, all I can think of is this is really convoluted. I
Yeah.
would be so annoyed in that cave right now. Like, could you just tell me?
But they
What
already told each other.
what's left to tell? Yeah, I know. I also got thrown because apparently my copy, the sound just cut out right there without going all the way with the. Because there's more
Yeah, 1 second got cut off
to
there.
go.
Yeah.
No, I think it's more than
All
1 second.
right.
But I
So
mean,
I think I got.
also, no, go ahead.
I think I gotta say, we've been giving Rudeus like shit for like the Clark Kenting the entire time, but I gotta say, like outright, people cannot tell if you left a room, changed shirts, and came back if you are wearing a different shirt. People do not observe anything that they are not actively trying to pay attention to.
No, I think people would. It depends on what's going on in the room and also the person. If it's a very beautiful woman, you might not notice that she's changed her pants because your eyes aren't going that direction. Well, it depends on what you're
All
attracted
right.
to. I
I have
guess.
seen experiments where there's one person behind a counter who will introduce himself to the person being experimented on. That person will turn around, they'll duck behind the counter, and a brand new person will come up, and the person being experimented on will not notice that it is a completely different person.
That's a different experiment from what you just said. You said clothes. I was going to say before when we were both talking at the same time.
Uh-huh.
My thing I was about to say was to Rudius's benefit. I probably would not recognize somebody that I haven't seen in a very long time, unless something jumped out at me.
Right.
If I didn't recognize them with sunglasses on, taking the sunglasses off, I'm certainly not going to remember what people's eyes look like. I'm bad at recognizing faces. I'm bad at recognizing anything. That's why I need a whole fucking concept board to remember characters in an anime. So,
Right. A lot of time has literally passed without the two of them seeing each other. It is actually probable that they don't immediately remember. So, as much as I've been giving shit about it, it's like it's fair, it's fine. It was funny though.
I
It
mean,
was funny.
nobody
That's
else
what I
that
mean.
we've seen in the show has changed their hair color before, which is why I think a pretty big sign for
Yeah,
Rudy is that maybe this is somebody else. Nobody else has hair color technology.
that's a good point. I'm not looking at the board right now, but I do believe that we are living in an anime hair color universe right here, right? People have blue or purple or other weird colors that are not like natural, like brown, blonde, brunette, and black and stuff like that, right?
Yes and no. The weird hair colors all tend to be like demons and whatnot, so
hmm
it's anime hair color, but it's also explained.
Right, right. So we at least have some context for it existing. So no hair color should be weird, but if someone had a weird hair color, I'd probably remember at least that, and if they don't come back with it, it would probably be confusing. So I
Well, I
think
mean, not really, because once again, what's his name? I want to keep on to call him Roy, but his name's not Roy. What's his name?
I would need more than Roy.
No, you really shouldn't. Rudyard. We haven't seen Rudyard in
Okay.
forever, but we literally colored his hair for a bit before cutting it off.
Yeah, we did do that.
He's an example of that.
Oh yeah, I guess he has experienced it before and in fact done it. All right. So that's one more pin against him. But again, fun episode, lots of nice emotional stuff, and of course, plenty of silliness. When I come to Jobless Reincarnation, this is half of what I'm expecting. This is the good stuff. What are your thoughts on that, Theta?
What?
Or any further thoughts
Your
about like, the episode
expectations of the
overall?
show? Not really, 'cause I'm
Yeah.
not in your head.
What about your expectations, Theta? How do you feel
I don't really
about
have any, considering I don't know what. There's so many tracks. Like, we still haven't gone after the mom yet. So, my expectations are nothing because I don't know what to expect.
All right, that's fair enough. We still have to work out the teleportation stuff, I think. I don't think we're leaving the school until we have something happen, or like he comes to like some sort of solution. Either of those things have to happen. If there's a massive teleportation accident and the school explodes, that's probably about as dramatic as it could possibly get. I don't think you could add more than that.
I'll chalk that up into the same column of I don't think many more people could die. Segue to half of the human population died in Gundam. It was the worst war in existence. I don't know about that. Half of humanity died in the next couple of weeks. It's like, oh.
So, according to my bad estimations, things will only get worse then. So, let's go ahead and wrap it up here for the day. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?